Hi guys, it's Sharon with Little Britain Company. Welcome to the channel. I feel like the past few times, well, I don't even just feel like it. I know the past couple of times have been like paper hauls, and I promise that we're going to get back to crafting. Just because I hadn't done any hauls for a while. And I had just had a whole bunch of stuff in. That Echo Park haul was so fun. I did the math on it today, and it's something like $260 worth of product for about $99, which is, and that's doesn't include tax, the $260. So that was very exciting. So I had done the Amazon haul the other day. This was something I had not included when I showed it to you all, but I got a Cinch Mini. And I have not opened this. I have watched a bunch of videos on how to use this. There were just a lot of different ladies that I watched who were doing this. And I'm excited to try it and just kind of see how this works. All right, so you guys ready to try this with me? I thought that might be fun and exciting to do it with you all. Okay, this top looked like it had been opened, but hopefully not. Every once in a while, you guys know, I mean, Amazon. Okay, so I got the Cinch bundle. So this is supposed to have the wires inside. Let's see what we got. This is a pain. Trying to get it open. All right. I hope I'm opening it the wrong way. Let me turn it around this way. I don't want to toss everything, and we'll see what's included in here. Here we go. All right, let me move this box out of the way. Okay, so we have these spirals. I guess that's what you call them. Let me open this up. So I thought we would look at these, and then I'll move this out of the way for a second. So let's look on the inside. I think there's two different sizes. That looks like the same size. Okay, so they're all different colors, and this one looks like 1 inch. And for some reason, I thought there was supposed to be like a smaller one, but maybe not. Maybe that looks like this. I don't know. Let me look at the, okay, so you've got matching, getting it back in there is not as easy as it looks. You've got kind of matching colors here. Put that one in that way. So looks like it's black, gold. This is like a brassy orange, pink, but there's two different kinds of pink, two different kinds of orange. Then I've got blue, like a light blue and a navy, and then sort of a mint green and another, and then two whites on the end. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 16. So let's see, what else did this bundle come with? Let me do that. Okay, so it comes with paper. Was that paper? Chipboard. This is chipboard. This is lovely, by the way. This is really nice, high quality black chipboard, so that you can tell on the inside it's regular. They've already sort of pre-coated it, which is really nice. It's just nice. It's just nice. I believe this bundle was like $99. Oh, okay. I'll get that back in later. Almost use it. Okay, and here is the cinch. Get this box. I will probably store it in its box. So then you get this, which I believe it cuts the this is really wrapped well. Okay. So I think, there we go. Will that cut it? I really thought this was supposed to cut. I don't know. I don't know that it looks like it's going to cut. All right, put that aside for a minute. So the tool, and then the actual cinch. I'm going to bring us down a little bit so I can see, because I can see. All right, I've seen this enough to know a little bit about it. I've certainly watched, I cannot tell you how many videos on this. So, so this locks it in place. You push down. You've got your center space. This piece, I believe, locks. This is for locking if you want to make it more than the 6 that's here. You lock it in. You move your paper along. I think that's right. And then you lock it. And then there's this one, which I still don't quite understand. This one, I think it's for holding the paper where it needs to be as you're doing multiples. I think so. All right, I'm super excited to try this, but I also want to take a quick look at what you get as far as the, let's see. Oh, it goes down really smoothly. All right, so let's take a look at, let's see if these directions are easy to follow. Measurements, alignment, it easily adjusts alignment edge for centered holes on any book size. On any book size? I don't know about that. This is just for storage, your metal bracket. This little one is for the alignment. Okay, so you use this to line this up, and I think it's just so you can do multiples. Whole or half inch. B. What is that's paper sizes? What? All right, measurements in inches and centimeters. Convenient center measurements in both inches and centimeters allow for perfectly centered holes. I am not getting that. I think that here these numbers along here. I think that I can zoom in. So these numbers along here so I think that if I had, is that right? If I had something that was 2 inches, it's going to go here to here. That looks about right. Let me see. So I've got a little piece of paper here. This is more than 2 inches. So I would need to know like the exact, which is probably there. So it's probably like 2.5 inches. So if you can see where it lines up with the 1/4 inch there, and it also lines up with the 1/4 inch there. So it's just kind of aligning, sorry to center, sort of I've got the 3 on both sides and I've got the 1/4 inch on both sides. So I would assume that this would cut. So what's interesting here, oops, oh, I'm sorry. Like y'all can see that. So what's interesting here is where I aligned it. I wondered, because I was looking at these squares, it actually cut it a little bit further off. So you certainly could cut those off. But that's not really a look I'm going for. All right, so there's that. Move it back aside again. Punch. There's the binding, which is the cinch. So you put we're going to put our, let me see, our spines here, and then, no, we're supposed to put our spines here. Oh, that's what it is. So you line it all up here. You put the spine on here, you line it up. I've seen a million of these. You would think by now I would immediately know what I'm looking at. Let me move out a little bit further. So you put your spine on here while you put it all together, and then once it's all together, you take it over here and you put it inside there. And you can kind of see it's a little bit ribbed right there. Okay. I mean, I will say I don't think this looks too difficult. I don't think it looks like rocket science-ish. We'll see. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of testing, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I grabbed some index cards. They're 3 by 5. And I'm going to do a little bit of testing with these and just kind of see what I can see, I guess. This, by the way, this 100 count, I got this from Dollar General for $1, which is not bad, although I was just in, Dollar Tree, and I don't go into Dollar Tree very often, but I found, I think it was like 250 count. And I bought those. I'll bring them in later at some point, and I can kind of compare the quality. I mean, these are pretty thin for index cards. I think index cards are getting thin. Okay, so this is 3 inches, right? So this should conceivably line up 3 to 3, yeah. All right, I'm trying to center that. So you guys can see what I'm doing here. So 3 here, and it's going slightly over the 3 on that one. I don't know, it doesn't look exactly centered to me, but I'm going to try to get it as centered as possible. Oh, come on. And if it will just hold still. Look at that. All right, that's pretty even. That's kind of cool. It's actually very cool. I wonder if that's what they all do. Do you all see? Let me go closer. Do you see how the roughness on that side? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. You got the thing around it. That one looks just like a little off. Okay, let me come back out again. So that is on the 3-inch side, which gives you sort of that perfect size. It's a perfect size. This is the size I wanted to work on today, but I want to test the other one. So now I'm going to test 5 by 5 and see what that does for me. This looks... So I want you to see how it's not over the 5, it's kind of on this side of it. That's exactly how it looks on the other side. So I don't know whether that means this isn't quite 5 inches or, what the deal is, but okay. So with this one, you can kind of see for 5 inches, that's as far as you're getting. You're going to have a bunch of open space here and here, which may not bother you. I mean, it might be what you're going for. I did pick up, I thought I did. Some of these that's got rules. Somewhere I picked up some packs that don't have the lines for a few of the things that I wanted to do. All right, so that's the normal sizes. All right, now I'm going to try something crazy, kind of crazy. I'm going to go down here and say, so I'm starting this at this 3-inch one, which gives me a pretty decent, no, I should have started on the other side. Let me try that again. Okay. I'm going to do 3 inches here. If you want, it looks like if you want like that nice little piece there, you start at 3 inches. Maybe a little further. All right. Okay, so that's 3 inches. So now, maybe you can see it from there. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Okay, so now it's telling me, I think this is right. I'm going to take my last 2 from where that last one is. I think that's right. Is that right? Yeah. And I'm going to try to slide that one in sort of exactly. And then I pushed this piece down to hold that in place. Wow. Okay. And that gave me a perfectly even length. So if I wanted to do the whole length of this one, so you can see, compare it with these. Because remember, I've never done this. But I watched a lot of videos. So what I can see here, put that one behind it, is really cool. So if I just do this 5x5 and I slide it in, I'm going to get this one. And I'm going to have a whole lot, it's probably a full inch on either side. And that's a look to go with. I mean, a lot of people like that look. But if I want something longer, I can go as long as I want. I can do as big a notebook as I want to, as long as I don't want to leave these big spaces or a space in the middle, which, you know, I'm good with that. Now that's how the mini works. My understanding is if you get a full-size cinch, there's lots of other things you can do with it because it, too far, because the full-size cinch gives you places where you can actually like close these off so that they don't actually punch a hole. But this is super exciting. I've been wanting to do this for so long, guys, for so long. All right, I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to leave these to the side so that I have an idea of what I'm doing. So here's my plan for what we're going to make today. See, it wasn't just an unveiling and learn this cinch with me. Well, it still is kind of, because we haven't finished it. What I want to do is make a little park week-long notebook, a park plan notebook. So we've been to Disney many times. And one of the things that we have always found at Disney is if we don't have a plan, have y'all found this? If you don't have a plan going into Disney, you're lost. You're absolutely, you're done. You're lost. It's crazy. Because the parks are so big and you have to really, really plan for what you're doing each day. Every single day. What we found is when we didn't pre-plan that we just wandered. We wandered and we didn't get rides that we wanted to ride and we didn't get to do the things that we wanted to do, and that's sad. So, having said that, so what I want to do is make a small park notebook. So what we always did was we would write down the specific rides that we wanted to go on in each park. And if there were any restaurants we wanted to go on, like we went to the Beauty and the Beast Castle when we were there one year. So any restaurants, any specific, where there are specific things that we wanted to, places we wanted to look, where there are specific souvenirs, because it's just so ginormous. Have y'all ever been to Disney? Y'all tell me your thoughts about going to Disney and that kind of pre-planning, and because maybe that's overboard for most people. For us, it worked. I'm going to move these small. So, yeah, I'm getting down to like scraps. So I'm going to try to move a few things over some things will work and some won't because my orientation is going to be horizontal. So this vertical, unless I cut it down, which I might, isn't necessarily going to work. So I'm going to include, now it's just, let's see what we can make. I'm going to include pockets for little things. I definitely want that stuff in there. And I'm holding on to some of these bigger sheets to see what I can do. So I'm going to do some folders and some pockets and some dividers. I'm definitely going to have some dividers in there because I think dividers are going to be really useful. So I was thinking about doing dividers for each day, thinking that most people are going to do, this looks so dark from this angle. I hope it's not that dark. So I'm thinking that dividers, most people will do some kind of a divider, and that did not make sense. Most people will have a plan for the day. Oh my golly. All right, I'm going to restart my thought process. Most people go for a week. Some people go for 2 weeks. But I think most people go for a week. So the plan will be to have something available for the week. Now, for these two paper pads, Believe in Magic in a Magical Place, I don't have a lot of paper left. And this is something I really wanted to do, but I've been making all this other stuff. So I have the stripe, which is cute. I'm trying to think of what I want to do for the cover. That's just not quite enough. I wonder if that will work for a cover. Oh yeah, that would be plenty big enough. So that's a possibility. That blue would be a possibility. I hope you guys hang out with me as I try to make hard choices. All right, so let me see what I have left in my birthday pad. I have a lot more left in the birthday pad. So that one's nice. It's just plain blue. I like that one. Oh, I like the balloons a lot for a cover. Let me see what else we have. The plaid is pretty nice. The blue is nice. What do you think I'm repeating now? Yeah, I'm starting to repeat. Oh, not necessarily, because I did pull a couple out. All right. So I like this as a cover too. So we've got the two different balloon choices. But I'm not going to get, if I go with this balloon, I'll be able to get the front and back the same. So there's that one. Wait, will I? I won't get 2 out of this. I will need to use 2 sheets. So I think I'll use that one. I do like the balloons. I kind of wish I had more of this one, but you know, best laid plans and all that. I don't think I have any others in here that I already used one of. There's a lot of iconic here. I really thought I had some bigger papers. That's going to be cute though. As a cover. I wish I had the balloons, because at Disney you can buy the balloons that are like Mickey ears. Those are really cool. I mean, I'm going to take one look one other place. Well, I think this is what we're going to go with. I'll put those aside. Those are cute, but at the moment I'm gonna go with this. Okay. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and start by making my chipboard front and back. I'm not going to use my new good stuff because I tell you, I've got a lot of other chipboard that I can use. I have, there it is. This is just my offcuts. This should be enough. So this is actually the back of one of the pads. I don't remember whether it was this one or a different one. I'm not worried about that. Let me get my big cutter down. Let me move these out of the way. So, here we go. Ugh. I use my big guillotine for these. I'm going to set this at exactly 3 inches. So it has to be 3 by 5. So conceivably either way should work. I'll do it this way. Okay, so that should be nice. All right, so those are both my 3 inches. So this one piece, I love being able to reuse stuff like that. I'll keep the 3. Yeah, I'm not worried about this. So if I did an album, I would want this to be a little bit bigger, but I don't think I need to worry about that with this. I mean, we'll find out. I'm just going to go ahead and do the 3 by 5. And then I guess we'll find out if in the future, this is all play and see what works. Okay, 3 by 5. So that is pretty perfect right there. And 3 by 5. I have these 2 wee little pieces left, and I will tell you what, I'm actually not going to get rid of them. I'm going to put them back in my bag. Like I said, these are all offcuts and different sizes. But I think, yeah, so with this cute little 3 by 1, that would make the perfect spine for a tiny album. So I have lots of other chipboard, but I do like to try to, use it up. I am still from that era of waste not, want not. So, that's just, the way you get raised sometimes. So I probably hold on to a lot more than I should. All right, so I want to make sure that I'm going this way. And I think what I'm going to do is, is 1/2 inch enough, or do I want to make that? Right now, what I'm really thinking about is to wrap it. Is 1/2 inch going to be enough, or do I want to make it more like, do I want to make it more on the back? I think 1/2 inch is going to be fine. So if I do 1/2 inch, that means this is going to be 6 inches. No, this is going to be 6 inches. And this is going to be, what am I doing? All right, I don't need to worry about that. What I need to worry about is this. So this has to be 4 inches. Good golly. I could say good gravy. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead. I might as well cut them both at the same time. Okay, I think I've got it. I'm going to go just slightly over it. There we go. I hope I got that right. I feel like it twisted on me when I came down. Won't matter. Not with this. Okay. That's going to be really cute. All right. I'm going to leave this part on the inside. I'm going to keep my smoother. I honestly don't think that's going to make any difference at all. But on the off chance that it's just ever so slightly bumpy. All right. I'm going to remember not to put that in my mouth. And I definitely want to coat. Don't go anywhere. This thing's running away. And I'm going to try to center that fairly well. Okay. Go ahead and do the other one right away. So, hope everybody's having a great day. I may have to stop in the middle and come back to this. Little Britt is at his first high school marching band camp. They have today for a single, kind of like a preliminary type thing, and then they come back. Make sure you all can see what I'm doing. Then they come back and they'll do like 2 straight weeks of marching band. And he was super excited. Just so excited. He had the best band teacher in the world for middle school. I mean, just literally the best. And I know that she works really closely with the high school band teacher. So, he's been very, very blessed to work with, she taught him music and how to read music and so everybody has a slightly different process, but I gotta say, guys, we all have regardless of how we do this, it's all pretty much the same. So I do like to do the fold over. Should have done that. I just find that works well for me. This side, this is so cute. Oh my goodness. All right, and then it really doesn't matter what side I choose. So today, our wonderful middle schoolers became really high schoolers. They were there with all the other high school kids who were doing, this is the first day of prep for all the high school kids, not just the new ones. And it's, I don't even know how to deal with it. Just it's not my first time on this rodeo, but he's our youngest and he's the last. And, okay, I'm going to zoom way in here because this is going to be hard to see. I hope you can see the bends for that corner. What I like to do, some people cut straight across. I like to do this, where I leave a teeny tiny bit right there. I'm kind of making a little bit of I'm using where it's bent as my guide, and I'm doing a little rounded chunk. But that way I can get sort of close to that corner, but not too close to the corner. Now, there are so many ways you can do this, and I'll do a different one. I shouldn't throw those away yet. There's also ways to fix this. If you get, I hope you all saw that. I wasn't even looking at the camera. If you get too close to an edge and you find that your chipboard is showing, there are ways to fix that. And I'm sure I will do it at some point in time, and I'm sure I will have to show you guys what I mean. So let me go ahead. And again, I really wish that you could see the lines here, but I'm really just coming in and around. And I will show you one thing. If I got too close to the corner and when I folded it over, you could see a tiny bit, I'm just going to take this little corner and I'm going to glue it right there. And then when I fold it over, it's going to be like I never missed. So that's why I should not have thrown those away. That's why I usually hold on to those. But, yeah, like I said, I was talking about my baby and lost track. So just a little bit around these. Okay, I'm going to move those to the side. I won't really know until I'm done. I generally like to do my sides first and then the long parts, but honestly, it doesn't matter. I think the only thing that does matter is that you do the opposites. I think that if you do, if I do side, 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 that looks funky. But if I do the opposites, and I'm going to get right into there, I'm going to get right into here, I can be a little bit sloppy. Not that I should be. I should never be sloppy. But I'm going to... So I like my bone folder okay, but I am in the market for a new one. I think I found one on scrapping.com, scrapbook.com. The important thing here is to make sure that everything is tight. So if you've never done one of these, you need to make sure that it's all, nothing's bubbling at the corners, or it's not, you don't have a, I guess bubble is the best way to put it. You wouldn't want this piece to stick out at all. So I'm going to go, and then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do this one. And then we'll do it all over again. I really am super excited about this. I may not have gone far enough in on that side. Oh. But if not, I think it'll be okay. It's okay. It's close, but it's okay. So I could have gone a little bit further in on that side. All right, so that's going to be the front or the back. In a minute, I'll show you why it's going to be important to know the difference. Oh, wait, what am I doing? See, getting all emotional. So I'm loving that he's going to have a busy summer, really. He's going to have about 2 weeks off, and then band camp starts really early. We have a very short summer this year. They're redoing our calendars, and so in order to kind of reset the calendar, they have to do a shortened summer. And then next year we should have a decent sized summer, a decent time again. Did the same thing here, got really close, but I don't think it matters. So I'm getting really close in. It's funny, sometimes, if you ever see someone doing a craft and they end up, they're kind of off screen and you're wondering, it's because they stopped really paying attention to the camera. We're talking and doing things, and honestly, it's like you guys are right there with me. And so when you're talking to someone and you're cooking or crafting or doing some other activity, you're usually not necessarily, you look up every once in a while, but you're doing your thing while you're talking. I think that's kind of what happens when we're crafting and doing this. Sometimes we don't look up. When I look up to talk to you guys, I look at the camera to make sure you can see what I'm what I'm doing. Okay, these are, what do we think? Okay, so I'm really liking those. Now I want to put something on the inside, and I have to have a decent amount of paper to put something on the inside, but I don't need it to be a full, it's going to have to be, I think I can do 2.5 inches. That should give me plenty from here to here. And then 2.5 by 4.5. If I do 2.5 by 4.5, so 2.5 by 4.5, that's going to end up giving me 1/4 inch on either side. I think that's right. So now I just need to pick I just had something to drink real quick, and it popped, my soda kind of popped back up on me. So, okay, fun times. Okay, so it's all good. Like these are, well, this would work if I didn't have to work with the hole. Now you could probably still work with the hole. You could do something over the top of that if you wanted to, and do that one. I want to make sure that when I turn these over, that's the proper orientation, and the way to see that are the sides. So I don't think I'm going to mess with the whole, let's see, that one. I like the simplicity of the yellow. I just don't know if I have enough of it, but I don't have to do the same on the front and the back. And that is, I think that's a big bonus. I could just do a plain red, because I only need one sheet to get that other. I mean, for that matter, if I do a plain red on the inside and outside, then I don't have to use these up. I'm kind of thinking I might do that. That's not the right red. And therein lies the problem. Finding the correct red for this particular project. You would think, I just bought that Michaels paper with all of these different reds. How's that one? That may not be the same, but I kind of like that one. All right. So we had that one and that one. There's another. I think this one's going to be too dark. We can try it. Won't hurt to try it, will it? What size is that? All right, there's that one. Getting bent. This is the same as that one. There's this one. Golly, guys, I don't think any of these actually work exactly the way I want them to. What to do? Okay. All right, I have a plan. Let me see if I can get a piece of this. Got plenty right there. I'm going to use black. And I've got a piece right here. This is going to be perfect. So I'm going to do 2.5 inches. I'm going to do this 2.5 inches. It's more than long enough. So let me move these out of the way, because then I can make that decorative if I want to. So let me do this at 2.5 inches. I feel like 2.5 might be too small. Well, let's do 2 3/4. Oh yeah, I think the 2 3/4 was a better choice. And then let me do, this is going to be 4 3/4. Perfect. And there's no orientation to look for on here. And that's really cute. Okay, the black is working really well here. Oh, my leg's falling asleep. Been sitting here for a bit, guys. Okay, so it's going to be 2 3/4. Move that one out of the way. I'll probably need that. And then 4 3/4, which gives me these teeny tiny pieces. And voila. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. I did not realize that I would love the black on there that much, but I really do. Okay, so let me go ahead and attach this. I definitely want to make sure I get, not like that. If only I could draw a straight line. I used to be able to. Oh my goodness. But not so much. But again, that's fine because it's really not necessary for this project. For most projects, for most of these. Okay, I'm trying to make that as even as I can. And the reason it's not necessary for me to do an exact line is that once I do that and squish that glue around, as long as I've got it fairly close to the edge or reasonably close to the edge, it's going to be fine. It's going to reach out and hopefully not squish out. Because if I put it too close to the edge, it will squish out. Let me do that. And then I don't want it to bubble up in the middle, which is why I do this. I mean, paper is, let's just say paper does not like elements. Any elements. So my thought with this little planning book is that it would be super fun to be, you can tuck this into a reasonable smaller purse. I think that when we go to places like Disney, I personally, that's just me, but I like to carry the smallest purse or bag that I possibly can. We do have our park bags because we like the parks, different parks. Okay, that's the orientation for that one. And that's, let's see, is there one that I like better for the front? I think they both came out pretty close to exactly the same, so I don't think it matters. So what does matter now is that if I punch both of these in this direction, if I punch it here and here, and then when I fold that over, the punch will be on the wrong side. So I need to know the front and the back. And now is the risky part. Now's the scary part. So I'm lining this up. All right, as best I can. And I'm gonna really play with this for a minute. There's a reason I'm doing it this way. Kind of feels like it's not, like it's a little bit askew there. Stuff is like that. So I guess I should just do it that way. Yeah, it'll be fine. I am muttering to myself. I am sorry about the mutter. And that, let's hope, is exactly right. This is when this would come in handy. Aha ha. Is that? Yes. All right, guys. That's when this thing came in handy. Here, look. I put that right there. It lines it up with the 3. So when I just have to push this up against here. And I'll do that with all of the, oh my golly, that's why that works. Just, sometimes you got to do it. All right, so like that. Oh. Done. Cute. All right. All right, that's the front. So this is the back. Let me make sure I'm going to do this a couple of times. All right. Front, back. So this one goes in this way. You see? And I'm just pushing it up against that. Oh, so nice. And then, holy cow. Okay. You definitely need to exert some pressure. That lines up almost perfectly right there. That is kind of interesting. Okay. That's really cool. All right. I'm going to do this. Mine seem to be a touch rough. And if you've ever used a cinch before, you know, somebody who's used a cinch, is it a bit rough on there? So that seems to help. So on the back section, the front is nice and smooth, but the back, see, it's not smooth. Is it just me? Is it just mine? All right, but if I do this, that's smoothing it out. So I'm just using my bone folder to make sure that those things are smooth. And then I'm going to need to be absolutely positive when I put this on that I'm putting it on the right way. See, you can even see there's like, can you see those bits in the middle? Huh. So is that normal? Particularly for any of you guys who have been using a cinch, is that normal for your cinch? I mean, maybe it is. I mean, I know some hole punches do things like that. So, okay. So that, my front cover, it's not decorated, but I'm very excited about these. Okay, so I am going to figure out putting together the innards. Yeah. Okay, I know that was a weird transition. We had to stop and we had to go pick up Little Brit and get him settled after a long day of marching band. So I wanted to show you where I am at the moment. So remember that I've done, honestly, it's just from my memory. So I've done the front and back chipboard. I have counted out, at the moment, I've counted out 5 index cards per section because I'm going to have a bunch of sections. I might have more index cards. I got to think about that one. I want to see how it builds up. And I wanted to do these divider type things. So this one is pretty cool, but you have to think ahead of time how you're going to make it work. So I've made this the front and that the back for this divider. I'm just going to set it up in front of me. The other thing I did, because I wanted, in this kind of a thing, you just run into little things, little ticket stubs, or even just receipts for the day. Especially if you're using this as for park planning, you might end up having some receipts. If you go to, what is it? Lake Buena Vista? Is that what it is? No, Lake something. Some of their off property to go shopping at the big shopping area. I know that on Disney property, you've got to use your armband, or you don't use cash, but I don't even know if they issue receipts anymore. But having said all that, so I thought some of these cute little folders, or not folders, some of these cute little pockets would be nice to have. I'm just thinking about, again, it's been a few years. I mean, the last time we were at Disney, oh my goodness. That was like 8 years ago. So it's been a few years. Disney's changed. So, so my thought is 5 sections, and that's just for the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Most people use a day to travel and a day. I don't know whether I should have 7 sections. That's making me think about whether I should have 7 sections. Well, let's see what I get. Put those aside. I needed a bigger piece for the pockets. And then I have these pieces for the dividers. So I could do some additional dividers. What I figured out with the dividers is that, let me grab that one. because I actually made a bunch and messed up some paper. You know, it had to be done. So the divider that I have done, it's off camera for just a minute. It is, I do down here, about 5 3/8. So this is about 5 3/8, and once it's a straight 5 3/8, I went ahead and cut the divider piece out. So I'm going to make a few of those and just kind of decide which ones I want to use. This one, the clouds are not in the right direction, but that one is okay. So this one would be fine on one side, you know, maybe not as perfect on the other side. I'm kind of okay with that. I thought this would make a great divider. So if I use these, I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that would make 7. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just make it okay with me to do the, to have these not perfect. To have them so that when you're opening it up, you do have that kind of different orientation. I don't love it, but, you know, is what it is. So, for the dividers, they need to be 3 inches. I'm going to go ahead because I do want to make sure I get a nice look with this one. This one, it's crooked. It's the crookedness that's driving me kind of bonkers. That's my, let's see if I got that. That's better. Okay, so that's better. You can kind of see the, anyway, I've talked about it before. I will leave it alone now. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't make that make sense to me. It's just a little shaving is what's needed. It's just needed a little shave. Okay, so let me back this up a little bit more so you can see more of what I'm doing. So this piece has to be 3 inches by, it's like 5 3/8. So I'm going to go ahead and do my 3 inches this way. Make sure I get it. That's going to actually be really good. Okay, so 3 inches. And then 5 3/8. 5. And I'm going to, I don't know if you can see this. Let me do that. Let me put that down for a second so you can really, let's see if I can get this where you can see it, what I'm doing. That might be just a wee too close. All right, so here's my 5. And you can see that's a 1/4 inch. What is this on top of? There we go. So that's my 1/4 inch right there. And then that's another 1/4 inch. So I need, for 3/8, I need it to be in between. I'm going to push it a little bit over the 3/8 mark. And I think that is going to work. I think that's going to work. Let me take the other one because this one's practically perfect. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good. Because when it's in here, I wanted it to stick out a little bit. I just kind of like that you can kind of see it from the outside. I actually cut 2 that are on the inside. I'll show you which ones I did with that. Let me see if I can find them. They're over here somewhere. Yeah, I was playing a little bit for, so I cut these, you know, the wrong side here, but I cut these, and so when you open it, you see the dividers, but what I realized was with the papers, they were going to disappear. So for a divider to work, you kind of need to see it. Okay, so let me go ahead. I'm going to cut these down. So that was 1, that's 2. This one's going to be, let me do it this way. That one's going to be 3 inches. And this one's going to be 3 inches. And then we're going to do that 3/8 this way. And then this one. So I get a little quiet. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. I already have the 4th one. So let me make sure that these, I'm going to go, for this one, I'm going to cut it down first, and then I'll do the, and then I'll do the 3 inches here. That kind of looks straight. Okay. All right, I have that one. Oh, no, that one goes over here. And this one. And again, I know that that's not the right orientation, but I kind of think it's a nice little surprise in there. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to worry about that. I have so little paper left, and these were already in these kind of nice pieces, and I thought I'm going to leave it. I think it's okay. Okay. So that goes, but I do want to make sure that when I put my my holes in, that when someone opens it, they could open it like that and they'd still be able to see that orientation. I don't want someone to open it and have it go to the inside of the notebook. So I need to be careful with that one. And this one's the same way. So we're getting there. I tell you, I am so inspired by so many of the lovely people that I watch. Okay, so that is going to give me, I have no idea how long this video is at this point, by the way, because I've had to stop and start a couple of times. So then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I have this one already done. So, okay. So I had to go back and think about this because most people actually take a 7-day vacation. They don't take a 5-day vacation. And I know when we were doing our trip books and we would plan out what we were doing for the day, we were planning every day, Saturday through Sunday. So, including some of the travel issues. So let me do this. I'm going to do it in sets of 3. Okay, that means I need to know what's first, second, and third. This one is really, some of these are busier than others. All right. All right, the reason I need to know, I'll tell you, is that they're going to show through, and so it's going to make a difference what I see. So I want to make sure that I have, that it kind of makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. I'm just gonna go with it. All right, so there's that one, and then there's that blue, and then that one can be at the back. Yeah. So the first one you'd see is this, then this one. And so when you're flipping through this, and when you see them from the outside, my plan, let's see, where's that one? That one's in the middle. Okay. So I am going to try to make this one go all the way to this edge. And then on the inside. And I'm not perfect at doing these, so I'm just going to have to, wing this. I hope that I'm doing this one right. All right, that's not bad. So then what I do is I take the edge of that curve to the, I take the edge of this curve to the end, And it's not going to be perfect. But it's not going to be the exact same as that one. Oh, yeah, it's going to be pretty close to the exact same. Maybe I'll move that one around to back here. And I'll move, what was the other one I had here? This one. I'll move this one up. And I'll move this one here, here, and here. Okay. I say this because trying to get this one all the way to the edge and then another one all the way to that edge so you see. And then I just take these and I just kind of trim off this part. I'm just going to come up and around. And the same thing here. Trim that off. So let me go even tighter on this one. Okay, well, at least with that one, good gracious, how can I not get these further? All right, it's just going to be what it is. Holy cow, I don't know why. And I am really struggling trying to get those to move a little bit. All right, so that one's just going to be right behind the other one. Let's try this one. Let's go all the way to the edge of this one. Oh, no, no, no. Okay. And then this one to this edge. And so that one worked out okay. So that's nice. At least you'll be able to see that one. I mean, I can do it this way. That makes a little bit more sense. If I do it this way, you'll be able to see them a little bit better. Nobody's perfect. So those are cute so far. Then this one, I can try to go for the middle. What's that going to take? Let me do that. Yep. Well, actually, I think that one's going to be completely over, but I don't care. All right, I probably should have tested some of this. I do a lot of these, but normally I don't. It doesn't need to be as specific as this one, as I'm trying to make this one. If I can round that corner, it won't go all the way in, will it? Shoot. Let me make that a little bit straighter. I feel like it's not. There we go. Okay, so that one's going to go in the middle. Let's see how that looks. That one looks exactly like that one. Oh my golly. I don't know. Maybe it just can't be done with this little thing. I'm just going to keep trying and then I'll figure it out. All right. Maybe if I go like there. Oh, that one worked. So I had to go all the way in there and then that one. Okay, so this one might need to be, oh, please tell me I did that right. Yes, I did. Thank goodness. All right, let me do that. So we've got that. That one doesn't go there. That one. Maybe that one. You can kind of see those. Okay, that's good. That's a step in the right direction. All right, and then I have this one. This one has to go. No. This one's this orientation. This one's the other orientation. Okay. So those are both high. Okay, let's see. 1, And then that one's way high too. That one's lower, that's good. And that one, and that one. I'll figure that one out. So where am I gonna try to make that one? Most of these ended up in this high corner. So I may try to make that one really low to this side. And to do that, I actually had to come, that works. Okay, yep. So to do that, I literally came all the way here, all the way like right there, so that that was right in the middle. And then to get the other side, I'm trying to make these about approximately the same size. I don't need to cut that one at all. And this one, just have to follow that. Okay. Holy cow, that was harder than it should have been. Okay. That. Those three work. That. Let's see if there's any I can turn. No. That is the one problem with these. So if I could do that, like I could, I mean, I guess I could, but without it being two-sided, it makes it more difficult. So I can't just flip it and then make that one make more sense. So just gonna have to go with it. I guess I just have to roll with it. So I like those. I think those are working out okay. You guys can't even see what I'm doing. So those two look good. And then that one's way over there. So if there was one that was more in the middle, I had a hard time getting it in the middle of these. So those three I'm good with. And then I just have to decide on these three. I mean, that's approximately the same. If I flip it, so this one would be great. If I could flip this like that, it'd be perfect. Except that I can't, because then that's upside down. Urgh. So there's that. That one has to be this way. That. It's okay. What did I just do? I just put them up the wrong way. It's this way. There's that one. And then this way. Yep. Okay. Holy cow, that was a pain. Okay. Hopefully this next one won't be so difficult. All right, so I made one, this stuff is everywhere. I made one pocket right away. And it's just a really super simple pocket. So I'm just doing the papers. For these first two, I already had these partial, so I just used what I had. And I think that's working out for me. So it's 5 inches, and then this one is 4.5. This one was bigger. This one was 3... This one was 4 3/4. So this one's 4.5. This one's 4 3/4. I'm going to go with 4.5. I kind of like that sizing better. I wish I had done that with that one, but I didn't. So it's done. So these are going to be, thank goodness, easier. Much easier. So the first thing I need is orientation wise. I need it to be 5 inches. And I need that orientation to be in the correct, like this is going to be folded up. And this one's going to be folded up. And this one is the only one I could play with. I mean, this one I could fold like that. And I like it better like that. So this one, and this one. Yeah, we're doing this again. Okay. So this needs to be 5 inches this way. And then I'm going to do my 4.5 inches first. It's going to give me the biggest piece left over. So I'm going to do 4.5. And then I'm going to do 5. Yep. Okay, with this one, this has to be 5 inches. That's 4.5. Make sure I get that hole out of the way. Okay. So that's going to be my 4.5. This is going to be my 5. Yep. And same thing, 4.5. Now, I am only making 5 of these pockets. I just don't feel the need to put a ton of these pockets in. Golly, or should I? Should I have a pocket for each day? You guys, now you're making me think. You're making me think I need a pocket for each day. Do you like how I'm blaming you all? That would mean I need 2 more. 2 more pieces. Luckily, I still have this. Since I don't want to do birthday necessarily in this one, let's see if they have, if there's even anything I can use that it doesn't gonna have. Do you like my English today? This one would work. All right, that one would work. This one actually would work. Let's see if I've got another one. Gracious. Okay, so that one might be the only one that will. There was another one in here I thought would work. No, it won't. It says birthday boy. Humda humda. Okay. I'm going to do something different with the last one. All right, so this is going to be 1, 2, 3. This is going to be 6. And we're doing 4.5. 5, 5. I'm gonna grab the, I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna make this the, yeah, that's gonna be the front. So I'm gonna do it this way. So I'm doing it this way. I want my orientation to be that way, because I am going to score at 3 inches here. And when I score at 3 inches, see? So that gives me that orientation by flipping this around. I'm just going to make sure. Yep. So score at 3 inches. And then that. And just got to keep making sure. It's that whole measure twice and cut once type thing. Did I get down to 3 inches? These are coming out actually really, really cute. And then this one. Okay, so I have these. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't think I did this one yet. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I am going to use these for days 2 through 7. But on day 1, no, I'm not going to do it that way. Maybe I'll do that for day 7. I'm thinking about just putting in like an envelope. That's what I'm thinking. All right, so for these, super simple, I'm only going to glue one little section. Because the other one, the other side, I think this glue is coming out. Oh yeah, it is. Will be attached. I'm getting somewhere. I love this. Anybody going to Disney this year? There we go. And here. Let me know if you're going to Disney this year. I'd love to know. And there's Disneys all over the world. I would really like to go to the Disney in Paris. And the one in Japan, I think those would be really fun. Okay, now we're actually getting somewhere. Yay! Okay, so I've got my pockets. I have my pockets. I have my cover and my back. Put that right there for a second. I have my wonderful dividers. I'm just going to put those in here for just a second just to see. Oh, yeah. I like that. I don't actually like that one in front. Shoot. I'm going to... Now that I see it. Man. I'll do that. There. Because I think it's important. There. I like that better where you see that red. It's one of the first things you see. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I think I might double the paper that I'm putting in here. Let's see if this, how well this cuts this. Now remember, I've left my little piece in place here. Ooh. Oh my golly, I love this so much. I'm not going to do too many of these at once, because it's really important that I line those up properly. 2 of those and 2. I also don't know the kind of order I'm going to put these into. And then these 2. Okay. I'm honestly thinking, where has this cinch been all my life? Okay, so I've got these, and I'm going to decide in a bit. I know the order of those. I don't know the order of these. I know those. Okay, now I need to make an envelope. should not be difficult. Where's my envelope maker? I think I'll do it differently. I'm thinking about how I want to do this, whether I want to make an envelope or whether I just want to do... Yeah. So I'm going to use a piece of the red cardstock, and I know it might not be perfect because I like to be my little perfectionist. I mean, it might not be the exact color. This should be... This is 5 inches. So I think 5 inches is not big enough. I'm going to grab another sheet of paper. Let me grab a full sheet. Can't reach in there. Yeah. So what I want to do is I'm going to make an envelope that kind of like these, where you get this little flap on the top, but it's going to have to be 3 inches. And in order for it to be 3 inches, it's going to have to overlap. So if I make it, so 8 inches is too much overlap. Well, maybe. All right, so I'm using my measuring here. Each one of these blocks is going to be 3 inches. Let me just grab one of these little cards. These cards are 3 inches. So if I do 3 inches, and then I do 2 inches on either side, that means this. So I'd have 2 there. Okay, I have 2 there, and I would have my 3 here, and I'd have 2 here. And then that's enough for me to fold it over into the middle. And then how much extra do I need for the flap and for the bottom? The bottom should not be big. It should be like a 1/2 inch. So that's going to be 5 1/2. I'm going to work this out over here. Oh, and I forgot about these little guys. I'm going to cut these down because I thought it would be nice to have just one gridded sheet in each section. I found that I have this, I have no idea where I got this, but I got it somewhere. I think I got it at a yard sale or something. I don't think it's $1. It might be Dollar Tree. I don't think it's Dollar Tree. Anyway, I pulled some of those out because I thought it would be nice to have a gridded piece in there. So let's see. So for this little envelope, the tall envelope, it's going to be 7 inches. And if that's 5, I need 5. I need a 1/2 inch on the bottom. And then I need about 1 inch on the top. So that's going to be 6 1/2 inches. That should work. So I'm going to go ahead and try it. I am going to go ahead and try it. I am going to do, I think this goes to 6. All right. I'm going to get my big cutter. And I'm going to start by doing the 6 1/2. Right there. Yeah. 6 1/2. Whatever. And then this side's going to be 7, which is right there. So we have by 7. Okay. Then put this back over. Then creak. I'm going to go ahead and score this. So I said I need 2 inches on both sides. It's going to come together. That's going to be 2, and I'm just going to flip it. That is not 3 inches. Now I got to think again. Oh, then maybe that's my 7 inches. Let me check this. That's my 7 inches. I did my 2 inches on the wrong side. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of flatten those out a little bit. Now this is, because I've never done anything, this would not be something I would sell. I'm going to keep this one next time we go to the parks. Because, oh my goodness. Trial and error. Trial and error. This is my set. So you should really know which side is which. Let's try this again. So this should be 2 inches. And this should be 2 inches. That looks better. Okay, so that's, yep, 3 inches. Okay, and then my bottom half, or my bottom is going to be 1/2 inch. And then the top, yeah, pay no attention to those. The top should be 1 inch. So when I measure that one, yeah, we're good. Comedy of errors. I'm just going to go ahead and fold this up at the moment. That's nice. And then I'm going to fold this side up. Sounds like thunderstorms coming. Okay. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and trim this up a little bit because they're going to fold in a little bit. So I'm going to do that and that. Just a wee bit. Notice I'm coming in just a little bit on the inside of that. Let's make sure that's going to work. Oh yeah, perfect. That's perfect. Okay, so I've got my bottom that's going to fold and be taken care of. And you know, I think that I'm just going to say those mistakes that I made, they were purposeful to be helpful. That's my story and I'm sticking with it. All right, then I'm going to bring this one in and I'm actually just going to cut right here. Come on. Right there. Okay. Notice I'm not cutting a huge amount in on that one. On this one either, I am cutting a little bit in. I am giving it kind of a corner, not corner, like a little angle. This one I'm giving very little angle to. Okay. That's pretty good. That one had more of an angle than the other one. All right, let me fold this over and make sure I've got it where I want it. Yep. All right, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to give this one a little bit more. I'm going to try to even those up a little bit. Oh yeah, that's looking okay. Okay. Now I'm going to try to get that in there. Let's see if it works better with this. Oh, that stuff's falling out. Oh, it really doesn't want to work like this. All right, I'm not doing it. I just don't have the right. I wonder if there's a corner that can get into those without into those tighter sections. All right, so I am just going to give it my own little corner. I'm going to do this. into this. So this is a heavy piece. This is like from an actual file. And I'm going to do the corner on that one. And then I'm going to use it to help me do the corner on this one. And I'm going to flip it to this side and try to do the same thing. This one's closer. Kind of a template. Kind of an easier little template. There, that's cute. Okay, that's better. Now I just get to glue. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. I am not going to try to get too far in. Come on. And I'm going to little bit of glue here. And there we go. I am going to put a same thing here. And notice this time I'm really not trying to get to the edge. I don't want it to go underneath the edge, so I'm just keeping it a little bit higher. And the cool thing is you could really do some stuff on the outside here. And then I'm just going to fold it over. I'm not going to put a anything on any adhesive here at the moment. This was definitely a lengthy learning experience. Okay, so that one, look how cute that is. All right, now I'm going to put it in like this. Let's see. And I think I want to make this one, let's go in a little bit so I can see better. I think I want to be a little bit more decorative with this one. I have some really cute sayings and things here, so if I can find them. There's some really cute things you could do here. I like that one. That's not going to cut for me. I'm trying to use it. The cinch to cut. It's been a long day. It's been a good day. It's, you know, when your kid goes off to high school, it's weird. Suddenly they just don't need you like they used to. So, okay, I'll be okay. All right, so let me get this one. I'm trying to line up my little edges here. It's not bad. I threw away the one that I wanted. I'm gonna trim that just a wee bit more. Just a real touch. Like a hair. I don't even know where that hair went to, but I trimmed it a hair. This one, I'm gonna actually trim this one a little bit too, only because it's not equidistant. I mean, that's still not exactly the same, but we're gonna go with it. It's pretty back just a wee bit. All right, we're getting somewhere. That's gonna go on there. I think I might just, is that too bright? Would that work? No, it's just a wee bit too small. Ugh. Don't have any more of that. Am I whispering? I'm talking to myself. I'm going to go ahead. I do find when I can't get it to really go in properly, if I just smack it. Right now it needs a smack every time. Okay. That's cute. But I do think I need something in the background. Let's see. I'm going to actually do this. I think that on there, oh, how cute is that? I'm kind of tempted to leave it large like that. Give it some extra, huh? All right, let me turn this over and see if I can't line it up. And probably about there is where I want to cut. I had a lot of the cut-aparts. Normally, I adore my cut-aparts. I thought these were okay. I thought these were okay. I was not so enamored with them that I would have a hard time using them like this. Okay, let's see how that works. And then this one pops a lot more. And normally I would round those corners, but what do y'all think? All right, I hope you like it like this, because I think I'm actually going to use it like that. I think I'm going to do this. Y'all tell me. Be honest, really. If there is something you think I should do differently, I truly have no problem with y'all being honest. I'm all about growth. Is that right? Or is that off? Well, it's right now. Perfect, but I feel like I always feel like it's off. Okay, so now I have those. I have that. I am going to cut these down to my 3 by 5. That's my foot. Okay. That's pretty good. That's 3. It's so close to 5 already. I'm going to turn this way. By 5. Then I think that's going to be too tight. I'm going to try this one. Hopefully that's right. It was not. But come on, put this right where it belongs. There. But I can even it out. Won't really matter. I wasn't even thinking about that. It won't matter on the one side because, of course, the one side's all the way. Well, that was silly of me. But it won't hurt either. I could do this side. Let me do this side. That's the side people will see. That's better. Okay. Now I'm going to bring my cinch back in. I'm loving this thing now. Now that I understand it better, it just makes it so easy. I am going to be a little off at that one. I'm not going to stress about it. Now, I think I am going to do more of these. I think I'm going to start with this and see what happens when I put it together. So if I do 5, and I've already sorted these into groupings of 5. So 5 groups of 5. I'm also kind of worried. I don't know. This is going to be the last part of sort of learning this about putting it all together. I mean, how much is too much? You know, when you got a notebook together. So this is the back. So, so this and wait, and that, and where am I going to put? Maybe I'll put the, that's that. I'll put that in the back. All right, so that's 1. And I didn't do enough of these. I need to do another 2 sets. 2. Is that the right? Is that on the right way? Yes. 2. No, but I said I would put this in the back, which means 3, 4, 5, in the back, in the back, in the back, in the back. 6. I forgot those. Okay, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are turned around. 3, 4, 5. Okay. So let me do 2 more sets. And then this would be the last one. This would be in the front. That. 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 That one I would do there. Oh, that's getting pretty thick. Okay. Once I put it all together, so I think I was right in trying to be more controlled in what I did there. So I'm going to, because that's the front of that one. I don't know why. That's got 1. And then this is 2. And then 3. And that's just like a little 4. I think I only did 5 of these. 5. Oh, I did the right number. Can you tell I'm just, right now I am still talking to myself. Okay. So I am looking at this and it is fairly thick. So I think I should not add anything else to this. I will do the front after I have it cinched. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to put that back in there. Now, I need to cut down one of these. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Okay. This is the part I've seen people do differently. So I think I'm just going to use I'm just going to use a black one. Is that black? I think that's black. Yeah. Are these the same? Yes, they are exactly the same. Hope I didn't just mess. There we go. Oh my gracious. Okay. All right, I've got one back inside. Now, I am going to have to cut this down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I believe I'm supposed to cut it here. I just don't think these cut. I mean, maybe they do, or they just... Now I need... Where did I put it? All right. So I really thought that it was a wire cutter. But I do have a wire cutter, thank goodness. Which is stuck. Okay. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure hope I'm doing this right. Put that there. All right, now I need instructions again. All right. So we cut that. Oh, it cuts back here. That's where the wire cutter is, down at the bottom. Okay. That's in French. Okay. And it looks like you line it up like that. Let me look at the pictures. Those are not helping me. So right there you can see how they line it up. Yeah, I think that's right. Hope I did this right. And then so do I put, so then you, sure. I feel like I'm supposed to do this. All right, this part's going to be the confusing part. Let me move that out of the way. Let me find the English instructions for this part. All right, here we go. Place the wide looped ends of the binding on the hooks. Actually on the hooks. Okay. Okay, those are on the hooks. Right there. I had it kind of not like that. Hide the seam. To hide the wire seam inside the back cover, first thread the inside pages, then the front cover, then the back cover. The front and back cover should face each other After binding, flip the back cover around. Okay. So the first thing I do is put these on. So that. Something's not there. That. That. This sure is interesting. Okay. This is the part. Yeah, I'm glad that I did not put any more pages in here. They wouldn't have fit. Let me put that one in. Okay. Oh, that one was kind of off. All right, I'm going to stop for a second. For some reason, this set was off. I'm going to put this back in at 3. I don't know why. I guess I wasn't being very careful. I'm going to go ahead and do one more. The other ones looked like they were fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me just... I think it's a go. Oh, I see how something could have gotten caught up in there. I think that's a good reminder about just making sure they're all where they should be. This is tight. This is super tight. I don't know, guys. I don't know if this is all going to fit. Wait, why is that one upside down? Because I put it in upside down. Okay. There's that. There's that. This is so close. Okay. Then what did it say? Okay, it said the front cover first. So that's the front cover. And then the back cover. Oh, this is so tight. Okay, now I take it off. Holy cow. Okay, now cinching. Okay. How am I supposed to put this in here? Just like this? Okay. Binding. Maybe I'm missing a part. Okay, binding. Punching. Okay, we've got the punching. I got the punching down. Binding. The side hooks with the wire hiding the seam. The cinching bar cinches your binding wires closed as you push down. I got that. Be sure to place the opening of your binding wire flat against the body of the tool. See? Let's zoom in on that. Oh, that looks like I'm supposed to do this. Roll it up like that and then put it in here. Okay. Flat against the binding. All right, here goes nothing. That did not work. So I have to wonder, let's see if I just did that wrong. It may also be that I have too much in this one. This might be, this just might be too much for this wire. I'm going to try one more time. Maybe Be sure to place the opening of your binding wire flat against the body of the tool. The opening has to be right there. That's as close as it goes. All right. I'm gonna try something here. So, I mean, this is why I'm doing it. I am going to take out 2 sections. I'm going to put this back in like that. That's the right way, yep. Put that one in. Then I'm going to put this in. Oh. Live and learn, right? Okay. So now I'm putting the binding in flat. Let's see if that worked. Close. We're getting closer. All right. So what this tells me is, so when I heard different people talk about, let me show you where we are right now, about using, 3/4 of an inch and 1 inch. And I don't really know what this one is. It did not identify it for me. But again, I think that I've got too much going on in here. It's just not closing all the way. I mean, I'm going to try it one more time to really get it right in there. See if that does anything. It's just not going down any further. So again, I think that this is just too thick for this wire. So now I understand better what they mean by the different wire sizes, because it's just not something I understood. Until you work with it, I think it's just not something you will. All right, so this is going to be a pain, but I'm going to try. I don't know if I can get, even if I do this down like this, little by little, it's not rounded properly. And then you bring this guy around. Okay. Doing it that way with my hand worked. But in the future, I'm going to have to pay better attention to how much I'm putting into these. Because this one must be 3/4 of an inch. So I also think that I would like to use a bigger, I think next time I'm going to see if I can buy some 1-inch ones. Is this supposed to be, I don't know. Let me see. I moved the box around. Anyway, so this is going to have to be for smaller projects. But this one did come together and it's kind of cool. So we've got that, and then you go to these sections. You've got this little, I was able to get the 5 in here. So on this side, I like that this side is blank also. I really kind of like that. So you've got your pockets. And then you got more of that. You get to another pocket. You got a little grid. It's really pretty cute. I'm pretty happy with this. I think that all in all, it worked. Definitely a learning curve here. I definitely had a little bit of a learning curve. I could have taken that one out maybe. But this is very thick now that it's together. And again, that's pretty skinny. So I'm going to find out exactly what this one is. I'm pretty sure it's a 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm not giving up on these. I'll probably look to make another one to do these with, maybe one that's a lot smaller. This was good to see. You know, you really have to make sure that it's in there solid. You have to be paying attention. I wasn't paying attention when I did this one. It didn't get in there nice and solid. This is not a waste, because I'll cut this down and do maybe a half size one next. I may do another one like right away as I'm trying to learn this. And I have to think about my thickness here. So what I will tell you is that clearly this, thickness-wise, is approximately 3/4 of an inch. So That's what we're looking at here. But I'm going to enjoy my little notebook. I love that I put the little envelope in there. I think that's cute. And I do want to decorate it, but I think I'm going to do something really simple. So now that we're pretty much done with this one, I'm going to finish that up. That was an interesting learning curve on the cinch. And I still haven't figured out, clearly you can take this little one out and empty it, but I have to figure out how to do that now too. So let me move these pieces that we didn't use over. And I do. Okay. So if you have some and you don't know, I can tell right now that's the 3/4 of an inch for that one. So I have to live and learn. For the very front of this one, I don't know. I think I want to use one of these. Maybe the Magical Memories. I think I'll do the Magical Memories. Put that aside. And I'll line this up as best I can. Put that aside. What's on the back of that one? Oh, that's cute. So let me go ahead and cut this one down. This way. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Well, that's if anybody is still here hanging out with me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this learning the cinch with me. I thought it was kind of fun, just getting to know it. My biggest thing from the beginning was I just didn't understand these, and I think I do now. I think I understand that a lot better. All right, so I need a little bit of red. I think I'm going to do a little bit of red. That actually pops pretty nicely. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach it, and then I'm going to cut it. Do I have a smaller piece of this? I don't think, I have some other pieces of this, but I don't think any are the right size. Nah, they're all two. All right. Do this. This part was the easiest. What do you guys think? In the end, it was not, now that I'm done putting it together, it's not difficult. It's actually really kind of fun. I'm going to play around with it a little bit more, maybe make a few out of the next paper, because I am really pretty close to being done with this paper. I've done a lot with this one, and I'll show you guys what I've done. I have a lot of the oh, my brain. I have a lot of the little cut parts left that I'm not sure I'm ready to do anything with those. Just measuring this one. But it was kind of on this side. Let me get that one down just a wee bit. So it's pretty close. I am deliriously happy to have started my vacation. I actually have one more thing I need to do for my school. Something that's kind of driving me crazy, but I'll do that Monday or Tuesday. Teachers actually never completely stop working in the summertime. We also don't get paid. That's cute. All right, I like that. Okay, we'll do this. All right, I love it. What I also love is you don't have to do this at the park. I mean, I've got plenty of things from the parks, and I always planned on doing something like this, a little memory book. I'm liking it. Okay, all done. What do you guys think? I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see if anyone is still here. I actually think this is like hours long. So I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.